Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today, we're going to be talking about devices from Retro Remake, and in particular the FPGA gaming devices such as the SuperStationOne that you are seeing on screen now, as well as the MiSTer FPGA. Now, I know many of you guys have pre-ordered this. I know some of you guys are waiting to pre-order one. Now, I can't remember if more SuperStationOnes are going to become available, but if I do get a confirmation, I'll make sure that I put that message out to you guys in some form or another. In regard to MiSTer FPGAs, we'll have a look at those. There is going to be a window open where some will be available for purchase, so we'll have a look at that. But in particular, I wanted to do this because of the US tariffs. There's a lot of confusion. When you're trying to have a look at that from the UK, there's a lot of conflicting information that you actually get, and it just seems to be ever changing. However, I have received some new information from Taiwan, which I'm pretty sure will make the USA people very happy, because it's definitely a lot better than I previously thought the tariffs were, and that might be the case for you guys as well. So let's start by having a look at the SuperStationOne. Now, that currently is sold out in all colors. Now, to be honest, I actually kind of like all colors. I don't know which one I would have gone for, but maybe a transparent blue one. I do like transparency. So if you did order one of these for $180, now in the UK, VAT is 20%. So you're going to pay 20% on top, which is going to add another $36, bringing the total up to $216. So I'll convert that to pounds, but I won't do it in this video. So the good news is Taiwan has said to me that tariffs from China to the USA for FPGA devices or FPGA boards are at 20%, which means you'll be paying the same as I will be in the UK if I was to order one of these. Now, I certainly hope nothing changes by the time these are shipping, because that's one thing that I'm seeing. I'm just seeing weird random stuff, and it's not something I'm generally keeping up with, but because I cover FPGA gaming and I look at devices and upcoming projects, and a lot of you guys that watch videos on my channel are American. In fact, when I have a look at the stats on my for my YouTube viewers, the vast majority, or the majority, the most amount I've got from one country are from the USA. So guys, that's a little bit of good news, and I really hope that yeah, you're able to benefit from that 20%. It doesn't go higher, and you're able to order one, and there's like no restrictions there. So that's really good, and that kind of goes for anyone that's actually ordered one of these SuperStationOnes. I think it was $179.99. I think there was like a cheaper Founders Edition that was $150. So if you're paying 20% on that, that's gonna come in at $180 for you. So let's have a look at MiSTer FPGA now. So MiSTer FPGA is sold out, but there is an opportunity arising where some units will be available for purchase. But for example, if you were to buy the MiSTer FPGA, this one here, Retro Gaming FPGA board, the turbo pack is $190. Doing some quick maths in my head, I think 20% of that will be $38, which will bring it over to $228. Again, the same price for the UK, because our VAT is 20%, which is the same price tariffs are for the USA receiving FPGA boards. And then if we have a look at this one here, which is the Mega Pack, the VAT for that will work out at $34, bringing it up to $204, which is great value. This is the one that I got, and a friend of mine 3D printed the case, but I think currently I've taken it out of the case. So this has everything bar the case. So, and bar a SD card as well. I think the turbo pack, actually let's click it and have a look. Okay, so the turbo pack contains the MiSTer FPGA 128 megabyte SD RAM. Okay, you can see all that there. MiSTer AV Pro 9.2 USB hub. There you go. So it comes with an SD card with flash with MiSTer FPGA offline stock. Okay, NFC reader, which is a batch free exclusive. Okay, so there are some extra goodies you're getting for the $20. So it depends on if you consider all the extra stuff to be of good value. The rest of it's there. I won't go over it, but you can see that on your screen. So let's go back and just have a quick look at this one here, the Mega Pack. So the Mega Pack, okay, so it still comes with an NFC reader. Okay, interesting. So it doesn't come with an SD card, right? So it doesn't come with an SD card. And okay, so interesting, right? So there are minor differences there. and it doesn't come with a case. So if that is worth the extra value for you, then go for that. Then having a look at some of the Takiudon tweets. So Takiudon here says the second half of MiSTer Pi Batch 3 will be available for order around May the 16th without a pre-order. Okay, so it's not going to be a pre-order, and if that's the day that you want that, I suggest you kind of follow Takiudon on X or Twitter. He's also on Blue Sky, but I don't think, at least I can't at the moment. If you do know a way, then let me know. You can't set notifications for tweets or posts on Blue Sky, but you can on X. So maybe if you set a notification, as soon as they go live, you can maybe get yourself one. And Taki continues with that. All of the boards include FPGA soldered RAM, so we don't have any base units available. Instead, I will bring back the RAM bundle as the cheapest SKU for $120, right? So again, adding 20% to that will be, okay, 24, so that'll be $144. So interesting, really interesting here. So let's just have a look at some of the other stuff. So some of the stuff that I've been looking at is this over here, the front end. So this is something that's gonna come, I'm pretty sure, preloaded on the SuperStationOne, but it is available for the MiSTer Pi, and it's also going to be available for like the regular MiSTers. It is just an open source design. It's a front end that anyone can use, and yeah, for the whole part, it does look good. It seems snappy enough when you're going through stuff, because that's the last thing you want. You don't want a laggy and slow front end. When I say laggy and slow, I'm talking about like whenever I've had an Xbox, especially the Xbox One, it just felt really laggy. You want it to be snappy, so that's good for those of you out there that want that. He also says this now has full integration with the Zapparoo for game loading, and that's the front end. So you can use the front end in conjunction with Zapparoo, which is awesome. Wizzo and the gang have done an awesome job with that project. From what it was to where it is and to where it's going, it's freaking amazing. And the final one here, CRT support. Wow, that looks really good. So, you know, maybe you get yourself a new device. Even if you don't get yourself a new device, on your existing MiSTer, you can have a front end running on your CRT. And that, for the whole part, does look really good. Let's see if he shows more of it. Okay. So you got a bit of sound there. Yeah, that's come from my mic. Okay, let me just mute that and see if I can just play it again. Okay, so again, let's have a look at that from here. Right, okay. Yeah, nice looking front end on a CRT, but that's it, guys. I think anyone that's looking to get a MiSTer Pi, yeah, just be alert around the 16th of May. That's the date if you do want to get one. Taki has stated that the tariffs are at 20%, and I know in a previous video I've mentioned it was like 125%, but guys, when you're watching like the media over here in the UK and everything you're seeing, it's just showing crazy stuff with tariffs. So, you know, at one point I think it was just pretty much everything we heard over here was anything from China's 125%. So I'm glad to hear that it is at 20%, and I hope by the time you guys are getting your orders and paying your courier companies who are collecting that duty to pass on to the government, that it is definitely at 20%, because it definitely makes these very good value. Well, definitely a lot better value than 125%. Anyway, guys, that's me out. If you enjoyed this video, then thumbs up and subscription is always super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.